When you lose everything you have, you are left only with one way of being: knowing, learning, thinking, understanding, and hoping. When I am what I have, I am always anxious about losing what I have. I must become defensive, hard, suspicious, and lonely. To calm my anxiety, I need to increase my safety. The first attempt to increase my safety is by having more. Having more amplifies my anxiety because now I have more to lose, and the cycle repeats. When I am what I have and I lose what I have, who am I then? I am nobody. I am defeated, depressed. I am a pathetic result of a wrong way of living. Your character and thus your relations to other people can completely change if 1. You are suffering and are aware that you are. You observed in yourself the cyclic loops in your mind and behavior that lead to pain. 2. You identify the root of your ill-being. There is a hunger inside you, consuming you, and your error is that you believe you can extinguish it by wrong means, by having more instead of being who you are. You are always in an unstable balance, independence, because you have more from the outside of you and you are not being more from the inside of you. 3. You identify a way of overcoming your ill-being. There is only one way to a stable balance, and in the beginning it is more painful than the pain you're running away from, and it requires both effort and letting go. Learn to stop yourself. Stay with the pain, with the hunger in imbalance. Isolate yourself from outside noise signals. Do not have more. Be who you are more and more. Let your body and mind equilibrate. Observe. Do it incrementally. This will take time to heal. 4. You accept that you must live according to rules for common living and change your habits. Accept who you are, your physical characteristics that determine the limits of your capabilities. That is reality. Learn to love your limits, first by knowing them continuously, second by not underestimating your capabilities. That is exploration. Stay attentive and observe both yourself and your environment. Integrate all your habits, observations, knowledge, and experience into one coherent understanding that reconciliates opposites. Do not let yourself to be consumed by any particular activity, whether internal or external. Dynamically limit each one of them. A fundamental change in your environment leads to a change in your behavior. You are on your way to balance when your negative habits are no longer fed, and the positive ones are given energy and are amplified. What do you experience as happiness? In having mode, your superiority over others, your power to break others' resistance to control them, your capacity to conquer and defend private property. In the being mode, your loving of others, sharing, giving. The mode of being is rooted in independence, freedom, and critical reason. Your activities are self-driven, inward-born, and rooted. You express your faculties and talents. You renew yourself. You grow. You love. You transcend the prison of your isolated ego. You care. You give. These experiences cannot be fully transmitted in words. The words point to but are not the experience. Seek to remain in a relationship with the results of your activities, of your work, of your output. You, your activity, and its results are part of one whole system. Do not limit your activities only to creating useful things. Play, animate whatever you touch. Give birth to your own faculties and bring life to other people and to things. True love amplifies your capacity to love and to give to others. You love the whole world in your love for one individual. Having consumes the object of its practice, less or none of it remains. Being creates more of what it practices. Reason, love, artistic and intellectual creation. By not expressing them, you lose them. By sharing them, you amplify them. The experience of sharing is the fundamental mechanism to create and maintain a relation between two individuals. People in a relation are united into one higher-level system. People experience happiness when they share, enjoyment, genuine admiration and love for a person, an idea, a piece of music, a painting, a symbol, a ritual, and sorrow. When you seek pleasure only, what you find is addiction. Current social pleasures are only a substitute for and a simulation of real joy. They produce only excitement, distraction, temporary forgetting, but never joy. The hunger for joy amplifies people's search for more exciting pleasures. Joy only comes through real connection, through a communication channel. Joy is unity between individuals, even across time. Boredom is the result of you not expressing your inner faculties and talents. When you run away from your boredom through addictive pleasures, you end up in deep sadness. For a short moment, you feel victorious. All your energies are unified except reason and love. After that peak moment comes the falling down. Your inner capacities have not increased. Nothing has changed within yourself. When you become isolated and you lose hope, you experience despair. People addicted to pleasure see only destruction and fanaticism as a way out of their despair. They have consumed their capacity to love, and what grows in them is the love of death, of sacrifice, power, not love. Your wish to experience union with others drives your behavior to be either life-affirming or life-denying. It is against life when you engage in acts of sadism and destruction. It is for life when you act in solidarity to others based on shared values. Fear of being an outcast is for humans bigger than the fear of dying. It will drive you to adapt to the values of the group, the system of which you are part. Competition, antagonism, and fear between individuals are the fundamental relations of the having mode of existence. Greed is the logical consequence of this life orientation. If you internalize the authoritarian structure of society, you live in the mode of existence of that authority. When you submit to authority, your human center lies outside yourself. You relinquish direct decision-making and the responsibility for your actions in exchange for comfort. You no longer arrive at well-being by your own activity, but by passive obedience to and subsequent approval by the authority. Prometheus is the hero, the loving martyr, who gave humans the gift of fire as an act of compassion. He does not submit, even when he is harshly punished. He is not afraid, nor does he feel guilty for disobedience. He breaks through the false limits set by authority structures and shares true reality with humans. Society grows you since you're born, from animal instincts to a member of the social group. Currently, you are shaped, sculpted by society, and kept in a state of dependency. Your will is conditioned and manipulated. Your decision-making systems are skewed through what you are shown, told, taught, and restricted from expressing or knowing or feeling. That is the illusion. Through constant repetition, through rewards and punishments, high value is placed on superimposed habitual social patterns of thought and feeling, and the value of your natural observations, aptitudes, and interests is much diminished. That is the mechanism. What is set in you and maintained continuously is the conditional probability distribution for all your possible actions. That is the mathematics. When the mechanism is successful, there is almost nothing in you that is you. You always have at least one possibility still open in you, to stop, to say no more of that. That is an end of your hunger. As a member of the social group, you are trained to internalize the fear of authority and to feel guilt for disobedience. Through stories it amplifies, society injects in you irrational desires and expectations about reality. Your thinking process is organizing these illusions into a map you use for your decisions. It is a false map of reality. Your decisions and actions based on it will be errored. Knowledge of reality, of truth, is repressed. Almost the whole knowledge of reality is pushed into the unconscious. You are blinded by stories. Your mind is hacked into submission through the stories you are repeatedly presented and you believe. Create your capacity to trust your observations and your thinking, to test reality and interpret the results of your experiments. When you move away from a system, when you can reason independently, when you are aware of the consequences of your actions and accept them, when you are aware that you are a separate entity, your previous attachments and unity are broken, and you become a stranger to those with whom you previously had a relation, and they become a stranger to you. Even if you are close to them, you will feel separate and distant. You will feel deep shame, because you see them, and they see you as you both are, and at the same time you will experience the fear and uncertainty that separates you from the other. You are then at the border edge between returning to where you left or moving forward and creating your own system. Complete isolation from others, not abridged by love, is one unbearable experience of hell. Your deep pain, your need for love, for belonging, will drive you to overcome the isolation in some way. Your first instinct is to project guilt, to punish either others through external domination, or yourself through external submission and/or internal suppression of reason and awareness. If you succeed in your punishment, for a short moment you feel victorious and pleasure, but you have blocked the possibility of giving and receiving love. You traded love for comfort or power. There is only one way out of the prison of isolation, of your focus on yourself. The exit door is inside you and you must open it, reach out and find others, join them in an existing system or create a new one together. Love is the exit from isolation and not punishment. You can bring the past to life by embodying an idea or by performing an action if the light of a past human reaches you. You can experience the future in the here and now when you anticipate with clarity a future state in your thinking, feeling, and action. When you must have now, time rules you. When you can be yourself, time is your equal.